In the 60s and 70s, there was a strong movement all over the world for love and peace and brotherhood. What happened? Are your ideas out of fashion now?
That was the time I came out of India to bring the message of perfection in life. Transcendental meditation means perfection in life with the support of natural law. So that was the time the world has had a freshening influence in this stressed world.
Well, some claim that the people from the 60s that were young then are now the managers of new companies, and they are wanting to get personal development into business world. Why is it important at all to get spiritual values among money?
Very, very necessary. Even for more money, one needs more creativity. Mm-hmm. And creativity is maximum in natural law. It's maximum in the unified field of natural law, total potential of natural law, which the mind contacts in the transcendental consciousness. So even for earning money, one has to meditate 20 minutes morning and evening. And this is what the people have experienced throughout the world. You must have seen all the scientific researches that have gone in this, that the mind feels relaxed and more alert, the body feels more relaxed and more healthy. So these are the values which are necessary in every field, no matter what one is, no matter what one's profession is. Many, many big industries in America, in Japan, in some other countries, they are taking to transcendental meditation because this is the only one thing that they have found. It does not wear out a person. Otherwise, working so much every day, one gets stressed. Transcendental meditation keeps on eliminating stress day after day, day after day. So this is becoming very, very popular in all these factories and industries. So there is a great hope for these factories and industries workers that now they will be not, they won't lose life for the sake of living. Earning is just to live. But then if in earning one loses one's peace and one's health, that earning is not supportive to life. But it's very fortunate that these executive creative programs of transcendental meditation or all the advanced techniques and these Siddhi programs, they are becoming popular in industry and factories. This will make the industries more profitable because if the workers are relaxed and alert, more creative, they'll produce a better finished product. They will not be exhausted. So time is coming when work will cease to be an exertion. When more and more people meditate and the whole positivity is there in the atmosphere, everyone will radiate more strength and positivity to everyone.
But don't you think that idea is more fit for the Eastern nervous systems than for the Western ones?
Both will. Doesn't matter if the sun rises or if the sun sets. In the West, sun sets, and in the East, sun rises. So energy from the sun is useful for both East and West. Transcendental meditation is neither East nor West. It's all around, 360 degrees, unbounded awareness.
Is praying in general in different religions also efficient to enhance the consciousness?
Prayers take the human awareness towards the Almighty, towards the Omniscient, towards God. So anything that helps to raise consciousness is useful to life.
Do you consider yourself to be a religious leader?
From the platform of religion, I am a religious leader. From the platform of science, I am a scientist, leading scientist in the world. Leading science is in the field of consciousness now. Unified field has been discovered by quantum field theory, and unified field is self-referral. Self-referral is transcendental consciousness.
I've heard that pets and even other animals like woodpeckers and rats are very attracted to meditating people. How come?
You know, people have experienced some home you like to go and you want to stay there. Other homes you don't want to go in that direction. There are streets which people don't want to go, whole streets. and there are homes, there are streets, there are people who are more soothing. So this influence of unifying in the diversified field of existence is very soothing to everyone, not only to men, but even the dogs and cats and even the animals.
So do you think that a meditating family would have a stronger likelihood to survive divorces and crises of different kinds?
Oh yes, of course, of course. But transcendental meditation makes the family integrated. They come together, and even if they differ from each other, but they'll enjoy differing from each other, living together. Family means small children, great father, grand-great father, like that big, huge 2-3 generations gap. But they all stick together in a very natural way, each supporting each other. And therefore all these misfortunes for the children, misfortunes for the parents, all these divorce and all things, they will simply disappear. And very soon that is going to be. Very soon the families will be very happy and very integrated. Each generation will support every other generation.
But is transcendental meditation a remedy to any problem?
Absolutely. Because problem means ignorance. One doesn't know how to do, so one struggles. In this transcendental meditation, bringing unbounded awareness, unified field of natural law, which is most creative. So the mind becomes very creative, and with unbounded awareness, comprehension increases. Problems come with short-sightedness. I can't see more than this, so there I feel a problem. Problem all belong to the field of ignorance, and transcendental meditation creates unbounded awareness. So this is the end of all problems.
Well, I know you are expecting a great number of meditators in Russia. What do you think will happen then?
The world will be better and better and better. It's very fortunate that the Russian people have taken to this transcendental meditation. There was one thing special in Russian character. Anything that they knew to be good, whatever it was, if they knew it good, they'll take it around the world. Communism, they thought it very good. They took it around the world. But this way or that way, just they took it around the world. And now they got that peace is better than revolution. Peace is better. Now they'll take peace around the world.
But can sitting with closed eyes really affect the people around you?
Closing the eyes is helpful for bringing the mind to its self-referral state. You close the eyes and then what you are is yourself. Transcendental consciousness, self-referral state. And as you draw from the field of multiplicity to your own singularity, the whole influence in the environment is also drawing in. That is unifying atmosphere, unifying atmosphere. This is a very special thing about transcendental meditation, that it creates a sense of unity. And sense of unity means togetherness. And togetherness is pleasant human nature. Societies have sprung, cities have grown, because they want to come together. Everyone wants to take from others, and naturally everyone gives to others. So give and take is just there. It's like incoming breath and outgoing breath. The system survives because it takes in and gives out. That human nature gets inspired and enlivened through the practice of transcendental meditation, which is just making the mind come to itself, self-referral state of natural law. And natural law is pervading everywhere. So all the laws of nature have a tendency in the unifying direction. That's why all this we see, so much of scientific research, all this, our scientists are here. They tell us that they have experimented. Some people are practicing in their own home. But on the streets, the brain of the passers-by on the street become more coherent. It's a phenomenon that has been measured, that the coherence naturally spreads.
But don't you think there might be a sort of a fear of looking into yourself without any stimulus from outside? Couldn't that seem fearful to a lot of people?
No, because this going to rest is a very natural phenomenon after activity. One sleeps every night. One shifts into non-activity. In sleep, one doesn't know where one is. In transcendental meditation, one knows one is bliss consciousness. So this is going into quietness, retiring from activity, but getting into bliss consciousness. Unbounded awareness is really bliss consciousness. In this, what happens is, it's a very delicate practice. Transcending practice, transcendental meditation, is a very simple, natural procedure. So very quietly the mind begins to quieten down. And those who are not used to it might feel where I'm going, am I falling asleep or something. Just, it may happen once or twice. But once one has transcended, one feels very soothing, deeply alert, but blissfully awake. So no fears in this case.
You sleep very little. Is that a result entirely of meditation, that you don't need physical rest at all, almost?
Not at all, but quite a lot less. I think it's a natural thing. One gets worried, and then one needs a lot of sleep. One gets fatigued, and then one gets lot of sleep. I have nothing to do, so I don't get tired.
So that's your advice. Do you consider peace to be closer today than 30 years ago?
Last year, a few months ago, the peace was quite strong, but this instance in Kuwait has shaken that peace. Now we are trying to win over that disturbed state of peace. The superpowers, when they were enemies, they were not together. They couldn't resist wars. When they are friends, they can't stop war. They are completely useless. What lacks in the political world today is wisdom. Political world today lacks wisdom, and we are offering that wisdom whereby nothing wrong will happen in the international relations.
Do we all long for leaders to tell us what to do?
For the leaders, we say, the ideal of leadership is the natural ability to support and enrich and guide the people. Natural ability. And this ability is infinitely available in the evolutionary process of natural law. Natural law, evolutionary. So, transcendental meditation takes us to the unified field of natural law, from where every thought and action gets support of nature. So this is a great friend which will make everyone definitely great. Because one would always be in the evolutionary direction, more and more, all the time more and more. So that more and more is a spontaneous giving value to life. You give out, you radiate life, you radiate coherence, radiate happiness, radiate peace. And people like it.
Could you just as well have been a political leader instead of a philosophical or religious leader?
No.
You wouldn't have liked to govern a country? Why not?
A government or a political leader, say a government or a head of state, is completely not himself. He is governed by the collective consciousness of the nation. Any head of state. He himself, he looks to be an individual, but all that he is, the embodiment of the collective consciousness of the whole state. Whatever is the quality of collective consciousness, that is the quality of his mind, that is the quality of his speech, that is the quality of his action. So a government leader, a political leader, is completely, really completely a captive of the collective consciousness of the nation. He is not himself. So a government, as it is today, always being governed by the collective consciousness of the nation. And no government has produced an ideal society. Absolutely no government has produced an ideal society, because a government is not free to do anything that it would like. No government is free to do anything that it would like. It can only do what the national consciousness, the collective consciousness of the nation will dictate him. All these great political leaders and all this, they are completely not themselves. They are not free people. An individual man is more free than a head of state.
So what is your solution then?
My solution is, I dedicated myself to a more fundamental level of life, the level of consciousness. Consciousness, and I took transcendental consciousness. This transcendental consciousness, that pure field of intelligence, pure intelligence, which is unified field of natural law, the source of all the laws of nature. Now this natural law is the universal government. If I would ever like to be a government, I would prefer to be nature's government, which governs the whole universe. Governs the whole universe. And transcendental meditation takes the individual mind to that level from where pure intelligence, unified field of natural law, governs the whole universe. These little territories, this is not much of a fun if you want to be a government. You have to be a government of nature.
If you were a journalist and were interviewing a saint, what would you ask?
I'll ask how soon you can really create permanent, irreversible world peace.
Okay.
And the answer, and the answer, my answer will be, we are trying very hard and we'll accomplish it very soon.